I've had guests on like Bruce Lipton talking about epigenetics. A lot of people talking about these things. What do you think of the talk and people like Bruce and Joe Dispenza talking about taking your mind and using it to express or not express genes and cancer genes in your body? It's something that's being talked about a lot, but these people aren't medical doctors necessarily.
Yeah, I mean, I teach clinical application of epigenetics as a guest lecturer at Stanford every semester. There's a lot of using of the term that's not necessarily appropriate using of the term of epigenetics. I mean, to say that everything we do can potentially change gene expression, that's absolutely true. I mean, there's aspects of it, but to attribute science behind it, we're not quite there yet. I know that if I take fish oil, we know gene expressions. These genes upregulate, these genes downregulate. If we exercise, these change. If we have data on those. Now, saying that thought processing can change genes, not quite that direct, but if we have a lot of stressful thoughts, it's going to activate hormone systems, and that will definitely change gene expressions. But I think some of it was taken a little far into the non-scientific realm with some of the comments that have been attributed to epigenetics. And that's why you have to be very cautious when using the term epigenetics, because it's just kind of been adopted by a lot of different communities and not necessarily from the full scientific realm.
Yeah, I guess it's a bit like that word stem cell for a long time, which people threw it out and it was a big buzzword, but it was like all these different types of stem cells, all these different uses, and then it just kind of thrown into this big wave of excitement, but then you got to dissect it to find out what's really there.
Right.
But you are a big believer of this, and you teach this, and this is the future.
Right, and we have the science behind it. I mean, there were 16,000 peer-reviewed studies done last year on epigenetics. I mean, there's 200 clinical trials currently under investigation in epigenetics. So, physicians are some of the most skeptical of epigenetics, which surprised me. They had no idea. I was talking at this one group of physicians about epigenetics, and people said, is this real science? I'm like, 16,000 peer-reviewed studies is pretty good science, in my opinion.
Yeah.
We have the science behind it, but again, I mean, most physicians are not staying relevant and up to date on a lot of the technology. I mean, there's a few that are really cutting edge, but if they're not putting the time into the educational piece, it's going to leave them behind.